Are you pondering what I'm pondering, Roy?
Yeah, Brian. How are we gonna get the chicken to wear the rubber pants?
So what do you want to do tonight, Roy?
Same thing we do every night. Try to take over the world.
Gee, Ray, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Took one apart to see what it was in the box?
No, they
Mangled the box?
just put the assembly, wrapped it up in paper, stuffed all of them in one box.
Those are almost cute.
Yeah. Yep.
So
And
what
then-
are we doing?
Well, okay, so this trailer, it's a 2008 Doolittle trailer. I had it, I bought it back in about 2010, sold it to my brother-in-law. He used it for a while. He sold it back to me because he doesn't use it enough. Brought it out here to Colorado. It's a nice trailer. The frame, all the structural steel is actually as strong as a 10,000-pound trailer, even though this is rated for 7,000 pounds. So since the brakes weren't working well on this, and the breakaway, the cable got pulled, so I need to replace it. And I'm going to be hauling a heavier Jeep on my trailer. I decided I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade, put these 5,000-pound axles in place of the 3,500-pound axles, beef up the weight carrying capacity. It gets me bigger brakes, better for towing heavier loads, safer, all that sort of thing. And so since I had to do a rebuild anyway, I'm just going to seriously rebuild it.
Gotcha. All the parts from E-Trailer?
Yeah. Well, I forgot to order the U-bolts from E-Trailer when I ordered the whole set, and their shipping was going to be a week out, so I actually ordered the U-bolts from Amazon, and they ended up being about half the price.
Gotcha.
But yeah, basically everything from E-Trailer. They packaged everything up and shipped it out. Got it like 2 days after I ordered it, but for some reason the U-bolts would have taken a week to ship. I don't know why.
And what's this project gonna set you back?
About $3,500.
It's not bad. I mean, figure that's probably less than half of what a new trailer would cost.
Yeah. I'm rebuilding. If I was just rebuilding, I'd put new drums and hubs and everything on here. But I'm upgrading, and so rather than buy a 10,000-pound trailer, I'm taking this trailer with a frame that can handle it, and put the axles under it to support it, and I'll have a good trailer to haul. Actually, this Jeep that's hauling the trailer today will probably end up on it, and it's what, 6,000 pounds,
Give or take. Yeah.
maybe a little more when it's fully loaded. So
Yeah. Give you a little bit more headroom on not be concerned that you're pushing everything right to its limit.
Yeah. I like having extra tow capacity. It's an extra safety margin.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get started building some axles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what kind of toys do we actually have here?
Well, as soon as I can get this. So we start with, these axles. These are Dexter 5,200 pound axles. Each axle can carry 5,200 pounds gross weight. Got brakes to go on all four with all four tires. And so these are the electric brakes. You can see the electric solenoid and just standard drum brakes. These are a combination brake, drum, and hub together. Got new leaf springs. I've got a new breakaway kit so that if the trailer decides to go off on its own, it'll automatically hit the brakes. And this is a new suspension kit to go with the new heavier duty leaf springs. I also have some U-bolts around here somewhere.
U-bolts would be good.
Yeah. Get past the nylock part. Oh, that's not allowed. Oh, of course there's not a lot. You didn't set
I hadn't set it yet.
Yeah.
What are we going to here?
45.
Okay.
Not heavy, it's just long and bulky. Really nothing. You have to run to partner for lunch. Yeah.
The problem we're having is this stud right here is missing. And the same problem we had on the other axle was one missing stud. And there's one on this end too.
Yep.
Yep.
Make sure we have all the fastening hardware. Make sure everything is here. Get your fingers greasy in the process.
Well, it's interesting. It's got the cup over the spindle on one end and not on the other too.
Yeah, and same with the other one. That one cup over the spindle. So we're ready to put the integrated brake drum and wheel hub assembly on, and as you want to with every single new brake part, you want to make sure that the surface is fully clean. So Kenneth is going to give us a hose down here. Yeah, actually using brake parts cleaner to clean brake parts.
Just clean brake parts.
I hear our neighbor out there using his brand new lawnmower.
That's why you clean it off.
Ew.
And then take the protective cover off. And you can see in here It's already got axle grease. And so this is a pre-assembled unit. It's got the seal in there and everything. And we just come over here, and you may have to straighten out the parking brakes, but I've already done that, I think. So it should go on fairly easily. And then the other protective cover. Gotcha. And oh, come on. This part, trying to get the seal lip to go over, sometimes is a challenge. Give me the rubber mallet, wherever it ended up. Oh, it's right there. Yeah.
There it is. It moved. There it goes.
There it goes. Okay, that's enough to get some threads on the nut. Use the nut to kind of pull it in.
Okay. So, this washer and the other pieces of this, you notice it's not a round hole in the center, it's keyed. And so that has to line up with the corresponding key on the end of the spindle. Okay.
Yeah. Torque wrench. Okay. Now, just like the old school Dana 60s that we've been working on, like the one for Penny, this follows this very similar torquing procedure, which is as we go, we tighten, we spin this, and what that does is make sure that the bearings get lined up exactly where they need to be. And, oh, we're lifting the axle. So, slide your way. And then I'm not going to push it down. I'm going to pull sideways. Okay. All right. That's 50 pounds. And then maybe reverse the strap wrench.
So torque to 50.
Torque to 50 while spinning.
While spinning, then back it off.
Back it off until it's free, and then just tight. And this is the instructions we found on the internet.
Okay.
We didn't get any instructions with all the parts.
And then we have this spring-loaded keeper that is also keyed to match the spindle to prevent the nut from backing off. And the corners of the nut line up with the gaps in the little tabs.
Not all the corners, because there's 4 pieces, and so 2 corners will line up and then 2 flats will line up. And so
then
we just, go ahead.
the idea here is you figure out where this needs to be, and then we need to manipulate.
Well, yeah. No,
you're
fine.
That's where that needs to be, and so we can see that we need to move the nut back it off just slightly.
Just a hair.
Yep. Okay, so the same idea. You see where that's going to line up there. And that snaps on and prevents the nut from backing off.
Yep. Okay. So in order to protect this, to keep all the gunk and stuff out of the axle, you got to put a cover. But you'll notice the grease zerk here. This is an, what is it? Easy Lube, I think is the brand name.
Dexter Easy Lube.
This goes into a passage that lets you squirt grease right in between the two bearings. And so you put this in, and this is the dust cover.
Just seat that up against the hub.
Which is different than this one. This is for a standard, not greasable. These drums come with both. But then it comes with this rubber doohickey.
Technical term?
Thingamajig. Who's what's it?
Combobulator?
Yeah. And so that seals out the outside elements, keeps the grease in, but you can pop it out and then put your grease gun on it and grease your axle. Alright, so next thing we need to do is make sure that the brakes are adjusted properly. And these are standard drum brakes. Here's the one for the other axle. It's not very stable.
Let's.
Sorry. But yeah, it's a standard, just like an automotive drum brake, and it's got these adjusters in it just like a standard drum brake. And this is actually the electric actuator that makes the brake go.
Actually, it makes it stop.
Thank you.
Well, it makes the brake go, which makes the vehicle stop. You're both right.
Fine. But yeah, so right now this brake, this wheel is spinning without any resistance, so the drum and the shoes are a little too far apart. So what we're going to do is we're going to adjust it. And I'm looking at this side because I can see the way the threads go, so I can tell which way we need to spin this guy, which is the adjuster. So we're going to do that.
And how are you going to do that adjustment?
Well, funny you should ask. There is a little removable rubber thingamabob that seals it up, that lets you get your brake adjustment spoon in there and manually turn the adjuster.
So we start by obtaining our plug removal tool.
I.e. a standard.
Flat blade screwdriver.
Yeah. Saying standard and flat blade, a redundancy.
Should be fairly well centered. You need a light.
And we will do a proper torque on these once they're on the trailer and on the ground when we can put a torque wrench on it.
Yeah, because that would suck. If you accidentally pulled it through.
Use as fish if ever necessary to replace that wire.
Yeah.
And that is, I mean, it is a,
It's just an ordinary wire.
yeah, but it's got a designator as to which side is the,
Yeah.
should be the ground, probably, the black.